Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Here we are come up with the university from Australia, that is University of Wollongong, which is situated in Wollongong city, that is near to 1 hour journey from the Sydney city. And University of Wollongong have two more campuses. And here Lisha Malhotra from University of Wollongong, she will give you the information about Wollongong University and about the city, about the courses, about the future, how about requirements, everything she will explain you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I'm going to give a web link in the chat box. Please fill the questions there, and Lisha will get back to you. And Lisha, please.
Thank you so much, Vishwa, for the introduction out there. A warm welcome to everyone out here. So as Vishwa has introduced me, I'm Lisha Malhotra. I'm the recruitment advisor for the University of Wollongong. And I would not bore you with a long presentation or something. I would just want to share certain aspects about the university, about the courses, the kind of scholarships that we have at the university, and also as a university, what is our stance when it comes to the current COVID situation as well. I would try and cover all of these points. And as Vishwa said already, please feel free to drop in your questions in the chat box for us so that, after I'm done giving you a brief introduction about the university, I can then take up your questions and try and answer to the best caliber that I have at the moment. Yep. So just to briefly begin, I'm just trying to share my screen so that I have I can, whatever I'm talking, I can put it in picture as well for you. um, Great, so here we go. All right, so maybe most of you would not know where Wollongong is. So during this journey that I start, I will first of all start talking about where Wollongong is exactly, and how from a student perspective how the city is too friendly and a very well accommodating city as well. So Wollongong is about 80 kilometers away from Sydney. If I could say it, it's one of the cities that has about 200 plus nationalities living at the same time. The word Wollongong eventually is an Australian word which means the land between the ocean and the mountains. So if you see the picture out there in front of you right now, that's the picture of the North Beach at Wollongong. So pretty much when a student comes in at Wollongong, they're in awe with the atmosphere that they get. So nature to its fullest is available to them as well. There are about 17 petrol beaches that the students can enjoy alongside, living on the foothills of the mountains, the as we call it as well here in Wollongong. The climates are pretty much very comfortable. An average of 22 degrees centigrades is what you can expect at the in Wollongong for that matter. Now, just to take you a bit about the university. The University of Wollongong is a public university in NSW. When we call about the university, it is not a 50-year-old university yet, but it's amongst the top-rated universities. We've had about 35,000 plus enrollments during the last year, out of which 15,000 students were international students. As Vishwa had said to you, we have three international campuses for international students in Wollongong, in New South Wales. However, there are about 4 more campuses internationally that are available for our students as well. In terms of the achievements of the university, if I can talk about, as I said before, we are not yet a 50-year university, but now we're categorized amongst the top 200 universities in the world ranking as per the QS 2021. So 196 is the current ranking that we hold, and this ranking has been improving year on year, and that is a result of our efforts in terms of quality of education, our faculty, our research work that we've been doing at the university. If I talk about being an under 50 year as a university, we are ranked amongst the top 20 out there as well. So it's the 16th best modern university to be called as. And also when I talk about the Australian rankings per se, we are ranked amongst the top 10 universities in Australia for QS 2021. Also a 5-star rated university. Now, why am I saying all of this? See, when we talk about education or our parents talk about education, they say this is one thing that is going to be very important for you. This is going to stay with you throughout yourself, your lifetime. So good education helps you build your good future. So at the University of Wollongong, that's what our prime focus is, to give you employability as well, to make you employable in the market. So that's also one reason we've been ranked categorically very well when it comes to our rankings for employability in the market. We've also been ranked amongst the second best university in Australia for a graduate employer satisfaction. So it's a direct, correlation of the fact that quality of education and our efforts in terms of building a profile for you go hand in hand and making you amongst the, top rated or top sought after employees for an organization. As I said before as well, we are rated amongst the top, known universities for research work in Australia. We have about 5 major research centers at our university. So if you are one student, who's looking at an undergrad degree right now, but is inclined towards research work himself or herself, yes, we have those opportunities available for you. There have been about 3,000 plus publications during 2019 done by our faculty. 95% of our disciplines have been rated amongst high or medium impact researches as well. Just to give you a brief idea, I mean, today's day we have seen COVID-19 affecting us, but prior to COVID, we were looking at diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, which were amongst the ones there was huge amount of research going on. So at our university as well, using the molecular horizon, which is the highest level of a microscope installed at a university, we are trying to find out cures towards those. So our degree specifically in medical biotechnology and medicinal chemistry at the bachelor's level are highly sought after in Australia as well, in amongst the domestic students as well as international students as well. Moving forward, if you're an engineering student, and who wants to pursue engineering at our university, please note that we are a group of 8 associate members. We fall amongst the deans of engineering and associates, making us amongst the top 10 universities in Australia for an engineering degree. Also, you should note that the engineering degree at the University of Wollongong, which is a 4 years bachelor's degree, is a Engineers Australia recognized program. So what does that mean to you? Once you do complete this degree is duly recognized across the globe through the Washington Accord. So if it's not that if you studied in Australia, you should only find a job in Australia. No, if you completed your bachelor's of engineering honors degree with us, you can work anywhere else in the world, and your degree as an engineer will be certified everywhere else as well. So if it is moving based to the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, anywhere across the world, this degree will be validated out for you. However, if you're a business student who's looking at a business degree with us, let me tell you, our business school falls amongst the top 5% business schools in the world ranking. It's an AACSB accredited business school for that matter. Again, highly sought after program in Australia as well, and highly employable program in Australia as well, if I can talk about. Having said, given you a brief about, a little bit of each of our disciplines, let me just take you towards the campuses as well, because that's going to be very interesting for you to see. Let me begin with our main campus, which is the Wollongong Campus. As you can see in the map out here, Wollongong is about 80 kilometers away from Sydney. Now, the Wollongong Campus is a campus which is spread over 83 hectares of a land space. Facilities like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a library with 1 million books, both in hard and soft copy available for you, gymnasiums, all those facilities are very much available at Wollongong. Now, all major degrees are offered at the Wollongong campus for our international students. Also, an interesting factor about Wollongong is that the cost of living in Wollongong as compared to Sydney is 50% cheaper. You have free shuttle buses that ply in Wollongong that make it more affordable for an international student such as you to live and study in Wollongong. Also, the fact that Wollongong has been categorized as a regional city for that matter. So as an international student, if you come and study at the Wollongong campus, you get an extra year of post-study work rights. So yes, definitely if you're looking at making utilization, then definitely you can aim at the Wollongong campus. However, another campus for an undergrad student is the Liverpool campus, which is also called as the Southwestern Sydney campus. Now, this particular campus is a new campus in its own sense, newest in the sense that the first batch has graduated from this campus. However, we do not offer all the programs at the Southwestern Sydney campus because of the space constraints that we have out there. Because, I mean, let's imagine engineering requires huge labs and all. So engineering degrees are not offered at the Liverpool campus. But degrees in terms of commerce, let's say the Bachelors of Commerce or the Bachelors of Business, arts, humanities programs, social sciences program, nursing, Bachelors of Nursing is also available at the Liverpool campus. However, engineering is not offered at the Liverpool campus. So these are the two major campuses from an undergrad perspective. However, our Sydney CBD campus, which is the last picture that you see, which faces the Opera House and the Sydney Harbour, this is the actual picture from from our student centers in Sydney campus. Now, this particular campus, though originally is meant for postgrad students, but starting this year, we've started the Bachelors of Law graduate entry program being offered from the Sydney campus as well. I would just deviate a little here and really want to touch upon a concept of law here. If you're a student who's looking at studying law, let me just bring this to your notice that the Bachelors of Law from the University of Wollongong is duly recognized by the Bar Council of India. So if you study the 4 years program with us in Wollongong or at the Sydney CBD campus, you can equally equate that program here in India and can come back, just clear a little bit of formalities out here and start practicing in India as well. Now that program does not have any entrance examinations that you need to give as an international student. It's based on your grade 12 marks. If you meet the basic entry criteria, you are given an admission and you can start studying the Bachelors of Law at the University of Wollongong. Having said, I will come to, if you have specific questions with the law program, I will answer that to you shortly. But moving forward here, if you're for an undergraduate, definitely that's going to be a concern that you might have is, okay, you've heard about the program, you've heard about the university available for you. The starting range of these accommodations is about $195 per week. When I say $195 per week, it includes a sharing accommodation with the bed, wardrobe, and the study table included for this learner. Alongside that, it includes the charges like utility charges like internet, electricity, heating, lighting. If you would want to include food, then the prices go up. However, if the student can cook on their own, then there are common kitchen areas that the students can use for their cooking purposes as well. In terms of the accommodations, so just a quick map out here to showcase you how these accommodations are placed in Wollongong. So if you see out here, this is the campus that we have. 2 accommodations just on the campus, Wollongong Village and Bangalore. And then apart from that, we have Verona, we have Campus East, which is a beach-facing accommodation, International House, and Market View as the other accommodations that are available. And as I had said before, there is a free shuttle bus that applies within Wollongong. This free shuttle bus covers all the accommodations. So a student literally has to just walk about 100 meters to reach the bus stop, can take that free bus and can come to the campus. Now, till now, I have been talking about the university. Let me just run a small video for you so that you can have a look at the university yourself. I'm just going to stop this presentation and come back here because in terms of sharing, I am not sure if I have included the sound here. Great. So Vishwa, if you could just confirm me if you can hear the sound or not.
Sure.
Are you able to hear the sound?
Wollongong is more than just a uni.
Yeah, we can hear.
All right, then we'll begin it. Great, then we'll begin it.
Wollongong is more than just a uni. It takes you in and becomes a part of you.
It's a place to stretch your wings and find yourself.
To soak in your surroundings and make time to meet the locals.
To rest your head and stay a while. A place to belong.
It's a global network of people and campuses, united by determination and purpose.
To make the world a better place.
Where hands-on learning prepares you for the real world.
Because a UOW student always stands out from the pack.
And when you graduate, you're in good company.
Wollongong is more than just a uni.
It's a way of life.
It's a place to take a stand.
For the future, for society, for you.
All right, that was a small video from our side where we wanted to demonstrate how Wollongong looks like. You can always, feel free to look out in terms of these YouTube videos which are there on the university website as well. Also, I will encourage you to go down on the university website and check out our virtual campus. If you can just spare out certain time out there, that'll give you an idea about how the university actually looks as such as well. Now, having said, let's move forward in terms of let's move forward in terms of how the university is and what is the university's scholarship and all for you as an international student. See, in terms of the current situation, the university has two sets of scholarships being offered out. First set of scholarship is dependent upon your undergrad, your grade 12 marks. So if you're a student who secures above 85% marks in your grade 12 in 3 academic subjects, you get up to a 30% scholarship from the university for majority of our programs. In terms of whether you'll be getting a 30% scholarship or not, you can always get in touch with Vishwa. His team has been duly trained for the same because apparently there are certain programs which might not have, but majority of the programs do get the 30% scholarship. However, if you're not an 85% scorer at your grade 12, you should not be disappointed because we have something called as a country bursary, which could range between a 10 to 20% depending upon the program that you apply for. So if you meet the basic entry criteria, you could get a 10 or a 20% bursary out there as well, being an Indian passport holder. Now, apart from these, during this COVID situation, the university has taken up a strong footing, I would say, in terms of supporting the students. So when it comes to supporting the students in current situations, we initially began out with giving them financial aid for the students specifically who were on campus. Also giving out, food bags just in case if they've lost out their part-time opportunities and were not able to source basic necessities for them. And also we opened up our doors when it came to accommodations for our international students who were in Australia. However, things haven't changed so far, but what has happened is that teaching has continued online. And we do know that online studying could be little affecting certain students. They might feel about it, or maybe their financial conditions aren't good. So what as a university we've done is we've come forth and we've said, we've introduced something called as a remote study bursary. Now, what is this remote study bursary? So offshore students such as you, if let's suppose you have to start your program online with us, you can start your program online with us. In that sense, you will get a further 10% more bursary. Now, this bursary will not just be for the time frame that you study online with us, but it will stay with you throughout the study period. So as I said, now, if you've already got a 30% scholarship with us, you will get a further 10% more. So your scholarship ranges up to 40% of the total tuition fees, which is valid throughout your study period. So that's a very interesting option that all the Indian students have at this point in time. Also, another thing that I really want to touch upon here is why as an international student, you should accept your offer. So if you currently hold an offer, you can accept your offer by paying a minimum deposit of $5,000 before June 2021 and pay the remaining amount after your course starts. This enables you to reserve your admission at the university, and it also reserves your scholarship at the university. You can wait for the borders to open up in 2021, or just in case if the borders do not open up, you'll get the additional 10% scholarship for studying online. You can study as low as one subject online and hold your valid visa, and this will all contribute towards your PSW, which is your post-study work right. However, let's suppose you started studying online and there were certain conditions because of which you felt that you're not comfortable with it. Well, we understand that. You can always defer your offer before the census date. Now, census date is generally 3 to 4 weeks after the commencement of the program. So if you follow that census date and if you defer it, you will get a deferred offer for the next intake available. Also, it gives you an opportunity to see how online classes are, and if it doesn't suit you, okay, fine, defer it. If it suits you, continue with it and move on. However, let's say if you change your mind because of certain financial reasons or medical reasons or anything, please, you can apply for a refund before the course start dates, or else if you started the program and you did not get your visa at that time, but you got a visa refusal, and the visa refusal was just because of any reason that was not under your control, you had properly submitted all your documents. In those cases, you can apply for 100% refund at the university as well. So in those situations, if you look at any point as a student, your interest has already been saved. You are at the crux of our decision making, and we try and give the best possible opportunities to a student such as you. So that's about it from my side. I will stop the presentation here and I'll open up the forum for a quick question and answer round that we have here.
Thank you, Lisha. Thanks for the lovely presentation. Really, it's like the video and everything given very good information about the Wollongong and all. Here, actually, maximum 12th class students are here. All are from the top schools in our Hyderabad, and they are from the CBSE syllabus, and they would like to know what kind of programs are available in Wollongong. And the majority of South India comes engineering and medicine. So what kind of programs related to these two areas? So can you explain about those things?
Thanks, Vishal, for bringing that up. So as an grade 12 student, see, if you've studied physics, chemistry, and mathematics, Bachelors of Engineering honors is an option available for you at the University of Wollongong. Now, this particular program requires your grade 12 scores. Now, PCM is what we will be looking at. Anything above 75% will get you an entry at the University of Wollongong. However, if you exceed 85% and above in your PCM, you get a 30% scholarship with us. Now, in terms of specialization, majority of the specializations in engineering are available for you. So if I start from computer engineering, telecommunication, electrical, mechanical, mechatronics, civil, all of those options, biomedical, all of those options are very much available at the university. Now, when it comes to Bachelors of Engineering program, you can apply for a Bachelors of Engineering honors at the moment. And just in case if you're not sure which kind of specialization you would want to do, because generally the first year of an engineering is common for all the students. It is during the second year that the student starts doing their specialization. So you would have a year time frame with you in order to select a specialization that you're looking at. However, let's suppose you've selected one, but you would want to change one. Again, that's all possible at the university. Also, an opportunity is given to students for doing double majors. So let's suppose you were interested in civil and you also wanted to do environmental engineering along with that. So you can do a double majors out there as well. Well, the only thing that happens here is the duration of your degree increases. So instead of finishing of the degree in 4 years, you might finish the degree in 5 years or 5.5 years, depending upon how the faculty has arranged the program for you. Similarly, a Bachelor's of Engineering is amongst the top rated programs, as I said before as well. Alongside that, programs in computer sciences, a Bachelor's of Computer Sciences or a Bachelor's of Information Technologies are again amongst the top 10 rated programs in Australia from the University of Wollongong. The entry criteria largely for these programs is also 75% in PCM, because computer sciences, mathematics has to be a little stronger. That is what we're expecting out of you. Again, these programs are duly recognized in Australia by the board called Australian Computer Society. Even here, if you cross above 85%, you're eligible for the 30% scholarship. Apart from this, a program in commerce, Bachelor's of Commerce with specializations in accounting, law, economics, finance, all of those opportunities are available. We have recently launched a specialization here, which is called the Sports Management and Marketing. Now, why did we launch that out? If I have footballers around me here in this group, if you've heard of a group called the English Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur, we are officially tied up with Tottenham Hotspur, and they train students at our university campus in Wollongong who aspire to be professional footballers. So we've brought about this program in terms of sports management and marketing with collaboration with them, wherein the students can get a live training internship with them in terms of understanding how sports marketing, how sports management is done. And that's, we've been seeing how sports has grown as an industry, not just for the sportsmen, but as an overall industry alike to it, the marketing, the advertisements that go around with it. So that kind of programs are also available. Psychology is also one of the interesting subjects that you can study at the University of Wollongong in here. Psychology program at the University of Wollongong is a duly recognized program by the Australian Psychology Institute. So if you aspire to professionally work as a psychologist, practice clinically, then this is a program that you should apply for. Also, in terms of health programs, Bachelors of Nursing at the University of Wollongong is a pretty demanding program that has entry once in a year. The general requirements for this particular program are you should have studied biology and mathematics during biology or mathematics. So if you have biology, if you did not have mathematics, then that's okay. About a 75% again in your CBSE scores. This program again is a duly recognized 3-year program by the Midwifery Board in Australia. So that's again very sought after program. However, if you aspire to becoming a doctor, then the Bachelors of Pre-Medicine Health Sciences is the program that you should apply for. It's a 3 years pre-med program, post which you can go in for your Doctors of Medicine at the University of Wollongong. So yeah, largely the entry criteria for most of the programs will be close to about 75%. However, if let's suppose you do not have 75%, because of certain reasons, I could understand the pressures that you might have during your CBSE board exams. We will give you an alternative option here. If there is a diploma available for that particular program at the university, at our college, you can apply for a pathway program. Now, what is generally a pathway program? Here, you get an opportunity to study with our college for duration of 1 to 1.5 years, under which you're covering the fundamentals that bring you up to the level of the other classmates. And then generally you get a credit transfer, you moved into second year of your bachelor's degree stream. So let's assume you were applying for an engineering degree or a, let's say commerce degree, and you did not meet the entry criteria. You can apply for a diploma for 1.5 years, depending upon your marks. And then gradually you'll get a lateral entry into the second year of your bachelor's degree. So you're not losing out your time out there. You're finishing off your degree in a stipulated time frame of 3 years or 4 years, however the degree was originally focused on. So that definitely gives you an opportunity. Apart from your the grade 12 score, there's another thing that we need as a basic thing is an English language condition. So either you'll have to give an IELTS exam or a PTE exam to prove your English proficiency. Depending upon the program that you're applying for, the IELTS requirement might change, but generally for a computer sciences, engineering, or a business degree, the requirement is an IELTS requirement of an overall 6. And each band, when I say listening, writing, speaking, to be overall of 6 again. So that's the basic things that we need. If you're currently in your grade 12th right now, we can begin your application process right away. We would just need a predicted score from your school. Based upon that, we can assess you and give you a conditional offer from the University of Wollongong. That conditional offer will also mention the scholarship that you're getting from the university.
Thank you, Lisha. Here you have explained me about the medicine, right? So
Yes.
for the medicine program, the student is it required to take any test apart from this IELTS?
No, for a Bachelor's of Pre-Medicine, Health Sciences, or a Bachelor's of Nursing, as I said, only a grade 12 scores will be looked at and the English language proficiency. That's it, nothing else.
Okay, that's nice. And apart from these science and engineering faculties, do you have any other business faculties?
Yes, as I said, the business faculty has courses like the Bachelors of Commerce or the Bachelors of Business that's available, and that can also be combined with other degrees. Let's say if a student is looking at communication and media journalism course, so Bachelors of Commerce can be combined with a communication and media program as well, and can be offered to the student. And again, I mean, generally, if you see 85%, most of our Indian students are able to get 85% and above in their grade 12 for 3 academic subjects put together. So they do get the 30% scholarship. And if I compare the costing of these programs, generally a business degree would cost somewhere around 90,000 Australian dollars for 3 years. Now, if on that, if they get the 30% scholarship, the fees drops down to considerably somewhere around 70,000 Australian dollars for 3 years of your study period.
Oh, that's nice. And is this like engineering programs or inbuilt of any industrial internships or anything like that?
Definitely at the undergrad level, our focus is in terms of giving our students the real life exposure, the industry interface. So yes, all of these programs have, be it the Bachelors of Commerce, Engineering, Computer Sciences, any of the bachelor's program, it is mandatory for our students to undergo an internship during that time frame. And in terms of an internship as well, we have a dedicated department called the Career Central that helps our students from the day one they land at the university, from helping them shape their resume for a part-time work opportunity to putting down career milestones are invited onto the campus, to organizing something like trade shows. So for an engineering student, that is very interesting because being an engineer, you're expected to bring about a change, bring about, how life could be made easier for everyone else. So this trade show focuses on our students' work that they have generated in terms of maybe a software or something in terms of a mechanical product or anything. And we invite the corporates to come and view what our students are capable of. So this also gives them an opportunity of exchanging cards, exchanging their idea with corporates, having internships fixed early in advance for them, or even placement opportunities as well. So all of those services are done free of cost at the university for our students. We take huge pride in our students from the day one they come and join us.
Okay. So the next available intake for these students is July 2021.
2021, yes. So I will encourage, in fact, everyone out here, if you're looking at an admission, you should start your application process right away because this is the right time. I do understand your board exams have already been delayed. Let's not waste much time out here. We can always work upon conditional admissions because we know the results will be declared a little later for you, and we do not want you to miss on the opportunity of joining the university. So if you're looking at the University of Wollongong as one of your universities, be in touch with Vishwa. He can put out these requests to us and we can look at your case on a case-by-case basis and offer you something called as the conditional admission at the university as well.
That's nice. And actually, yes, we have seen the Wollongong city. It's a very good and very beautiful city. And actually, some students are planning to stay in the cities like Wollongong, Sydney campus and all. So can they utilize all the facilities of Wollongong campus also?
Yes, so any student for Wollongong can use the main campus facilities. That's not restricted at all. So if you're studying at the Southwestern Sydney campus and you need something from the Wollongong campus, you can very well go show your ID card and utilize all these services out there as well.
Okay. So what are the other additional benefits the student will get comparatively from Sydney to Wollongong campus?
Wollongong, as I've said earlier as well, it's one of our biggest campuses. 83 hectares of a land space is what's available out there. Apart from your well-being in terms of an Olympic-sized swimming pool, gymnasium, sports activity areas, there are about 110 student clubs that the student can participate in. So the extracurricular activities, which brings out an overall personality in a student, are very well available at the Wollongong campus as well. And yes, that benefit of closed community is out there. I mean, I'll just share an example here. During the times of COVID, it wasn't a very good situation here in India or in Australia as well. So students lost their part-time opportunities because they were not able to travel. There was a lockdown within the country. So the community within Wollongong came up. Specifically, I'll say the Indian community as well. They came up. They started out by accommodating these students, not only just the Indian student, but all the international students by passing on lunches, dinners, giving them homestays and all those. So that's what Wollongong is all about. From an international student perspective, a parent worries about the stability, the security of their child, how well they'll be accommodated. So Wollongong comes in first out there, I would say. So I mean that's largely a benefit. I mean, when I am on campus, generally I finish off my work, grab a cup of coffee. Within 5 minutes, I'm at the beach. I can relax. I mean, you are in a fresh environment, I would say always. Head back home, finish off work, and then start preparing for the next day. So it's a very balanced lifestyle that the student can get at Wollongong.
As Lisha said, that's very well and very cool and calm place. And I have personally visited Wollongong, and they do have very good greenery in the campus. No need, I mean, we can't hear this pollution and a lot of noises and all. It's a very beautiful campus. And here, one of the student, Himanshita, asked a question: do you offer BSc in microbiology or biotechnology courses?
Yes, we do have. We would have a Bachelors of Medical Biotechnology. It's very well rated program here. Here you also have an opportunity of going for an international research project during your last year of the program as well. It's a very sought after program. If you want, I can share the course link as well for you here. The entry criteria are basically you should have studied chemistry and mathematics at least in your at your undergrad to apply for this particular program.
And Lisha, as you said, it's a regional campus. And first question about the regional campus, is it safe for the international students? And second question, and what kind of benefits you will get if you choose the regional campus?
So as I was saying, it's very much safe. I have always taken up this opportunity of venturing out in the city at late nights to see how well safe our students will be. Also, another thing as a university that we do is we have an app called the UW Safe Zone app. So specifically for our undergrad students, the moment they land at the university campus, we ask them to install this app in their phone. We let them know that this app is for their safety only. So anytime that they are in an uncomfortable situation, they would need our assistance, they could just press on the buttons there, and we, the security from the university will be there to help and guide them. To my knowledge at the moment, this app has been working successfully in terms that there hasn't been much of an alarm that has been raised for us due to the fact that Wollongong is pretty much safe. But when people call it as a regional area, that image of regional area is pretty much different when it comes to Wollongong. Wollongong is just 80 kilometers away from Sydney. So anytime that you want to go to Sydney, it just takes you about 1 hour, 20 minutes if you're driving. If you take a train, it's just 1 hour, 30 minutes of a train ride that you are in Sydney or in Wollongong for that matter. So it's pretty much accessible. Number one. Number two, it's always been a tourist destination. Wollongong has been known for skydiving as well. So maybe some parents might fear out of it, but then yeah, Wollongong is known for skydiving as well. So in that aspect, it's a very friendly city. There's nothing to be scared here in this particular city. Your kids are as safe as your kids are in your home at the moment. So that's one thing. When it comes to the advantages, definitely the advantages are far more. As I've been saying, the cost of living in Wollongong is 50% cheaper as compared to Sydney. Also, you get an extended year of stay back when you have studied at the Wollongong campus and have lived in Wollongong for that matter during your study period. So that's another advantage when it comes from an international student perspective as well, I would say.
Yes, and also you students there in the Wollongong city, you have an internal bus transport is a free for the students.
Yes.
And there is no much rush, and you can go to the university by your cycle by own. So that kind of free roads are there. And coming to other aspects, Lisha, do you have any dual programs in arts or business faculties?
Yes, there are. There are plenty of options available for our students, be it in terms of a creative arts program and a program in terms of um, Bachelors of Commerce or a Bachelors of Business. These opportunities are very much available for our international students as well. Vishwa, I am posting that link of medical biotechnology in the chat box for the student who was asking for it. So that's the link of the program that they can view for the university here.
Okay, Lisha. And one more student, Mr. Amog, has raised a question. What is the difference of studying MBBS in foreign and in India? And also, what is the cost of MBBS in your university?
See, the costing of the MBBS degree is pretty high in terms, if you compare it with the Indian, I don't know, if you say it's high or it's low, that's a different comparison altogether. But a 4 years Doctors of Medicine would cost you close to about $200,000 for 4 years of your study period. The advantage here at studying a Doctors of Medicine with us here is that the 4th year is your practice year. So here we give you an opportunity in terms of practicing with doctors in Australia itself. And this also involves practicing in regional and remote areas. So regional areas, I mean, is something like Wollongong. Remote areas is which are far, I mean, that there's only one doctor, one nurse available in that particular clinic. How do you manage all those situations? So those kind of adverse kind of handling of situations is also what you're trained at while you do an international program, a degree like here in India, in Australia as compared to India. Also, what I feel is when it comes to the Indian concepts of training, not to demean anyone out here, but the methodology that we follow or how a student gets into that internship, and then in terms of the extensive hours that they work, that's pretty much very well taken care while you study internationally as well. Also, another thing that comes by is the research work that your faculties are undertaking. So it's not that, okay, there's a professor who's been a professor for the last 20 years who's coming and teaching you the concepts. It's more on research in terms of newer concepts, newer diagnosis, newer methodologies that is taught out to the students at the university as well.
Here there is a question, Master. What is the scope of Master of Public Health? Will the university help students for placements and in which sectors?
The Masters of Public Health is generally meant out for students who've had a bachelor's degree with social sciences, healthcare, and if they would want to devote themselves towards the general welfare of the public, going down there, that's the program meant out for them. Here, the students have an opportunity of doing a specialization in either occupational health, in terms of health informatics, or in terms of research work as well. So if if you've been a doctor, let's say prior, and you would want to get down into research work or in terms of implementation, then this is the program that you should go in for. It's also, again, one of our highly rated programs, as the program is duly recognized by the Board of Public Health in Australia as well. And yes, definitely the university works out with all the international students as well in terms of their employability. We let them know of the opportunities that are available. We train them for these interviews, and rest is their performance during those interviews.
And Lisha, actually here maximum students are for the bachelor students. So 80% of the students are under 18 students. So what kind of care you are taking care for the under 18 students, and what is the cost involved in that?
So if a student is under 18, as per the Australian norms, education norms, the student cannot study at the university directly. The student will undergo through a program at a college where they would have to stay with an Australian family as a guardianship that is undertaken. So till the time they turn 18, they will have to stay with the Australian family. We help them out in terms of attaining those guardianships as well. That is, there's a specific cost attached to those guardianships that a parent might have to pay for. And generally, it's safe and secure to send the kids to the guardianship. They will be the ones who take care of the child in terms of, dropping them at the university, picking them up, their food, their living. So they're literally living with a family per se. Also, getting to understand the Australian culture per se in terms of communications as well. So yeah, pretty good. These arrangements are very well made at the university. However, in the current circumstances where, let's suppose, a student is joining us in the July intake and is an under 18 student, a guardianship form is a must here.
Okay, Risha. And coming to this, the next available intake, as you said, it's a July 2021.
Right.
So there, I think the borders are closed for Australia, I mean, still. And is there any hope that when the borders are going to open, when if suppose borders close till July also, what is the next step student has to go ahead?
See, if the likelihood of these situations is, as I said, very uncertain. Just in case, if the July intake is also online for our students, we have, as I said before, we've given an additional 10% scholarship. So what I would encourage is that the students can start studying online with as low as one subject, get up to 40% in terms of scholarships from the university. And as and when the borders open up, you can come to the university and join us as well. In the meantime, while you apply for your visas, get your visas ready and everything else ready, it's just that you'll have to wait for the borders opening. Also, I mean, since we have most of an undergrad students out here with us, this is going to be a very good position for you, because the teaching methodology in Australia as compared to India is going to be a little different. So here, by taking up one subject online, you can adapt yourself to the teaching methodology. And once you land into Australia, you can settle in the country very well then. I mean, you'll have to just, you knew how the university is going to focus, work. What you can concentrate at that time is finding a part-time opportunity for you, settling down in your hostel rooms or accommodations, making new friends. All of those things can be given more preference, because obviously by then you know how the system works for you. Vis-a-vis a situation wherein you're first coming in without being prepared for the subject delivery and anything, and you hit a bouncer there.
Okay. And how
Which way you muted?
hi students, if you have any more questions, please click on the below link and post your questions, or else you can post your questions in chat box.
Also, Vishwa, in the chat box, I've shared the link for the double degree programs that you've asked for Bachelors of Arts and Commerce related.
Sure. And can you explain about the living cost, how it involved, like, how much will be the living cost, and will the student get a part-time jobs there?
So yes, in terms of living expenditure, as I had indicated before, if a student is looking at living at the university accommodation, the minimum charge is about $195 per week, and it can go up to $300 where food is included for them, or else it's a private accommodation where a student takes up studio apartment for himself. So it can go up to $300. So on a round of anything between a costing of about $900 to about $1,200 a month is a tentatively good estimation of the living expenditure at the university campus. And when it comes to part-time work opportunities, as per the student visa subclass 500, the students are eligible to work for about 20 hours part-time per week. Now, this essentially helps a student to recover the living cost basically. So yeah, I mean, if the student wants to support themselves, they can easily support with in terms of working part-time for the living cost.
That's nice. And students, if you have any questions. So study in Australia is a very good opportunity. Students, please utilize that, because Australia is the second largest study destination for students, and they're providing 2 to 4 years of post-study work visa where you will get practical exposure, and they do have a lot of they do have very good universities which are under top 500 below 500 ranking universities, and they do have very good programs in all areas, starting from arts to and then science, engineering, everything. They do have very good programs, and Australia is providing work part-time work options also, where you can earn your pocket money and your living expenses. These are all can be covered by your own part-time money, and you will get lot of international exposure here. Basically, that is a very important thing. Once you come back to India, you do have a lot of job opportunities, and definitely you will break that kind of good jobs because of your with good international exposure and skills.
I'd just like to add here something for our students is if you're coming in for an undergrad degree and you're also interested in doing your postgrad, you can always apply for an integrated offer at the University of Wollongong. So what happens generally is at the grade 12 level, after completing your grade 12, you can apply for an integrated option. We will give you that thing, and you can contemplate if you would want to do that master's degree after completing your bachelor's or not. If you continue doing so, you get a further 10% more scholarship for doing your master's degree with us as an alumni scholarship as well. So just in case if you're interested in something doing as an integrated option, yes, these are also available at the university.
Wow, that's a very good option, Lisha. I'm still waiting for the questions, guys. And if you have any questions, please. If you're not able to ask here, at least click on the below link and send the questions to me. So what is that, other than this IELTS test, do you require any other test? Like, other countries requires SAT and other exams. Do you require any other exams?
No, not such. So in that case, I would say Australian universities are more accommodating. It is just your grade 12 scores from the CBSE or the whichever board that you're studying with, and an English language proficiency, which is IELTS or PT. That's it. No other tests, no SATs or any other kind of entrance exams are conducted. Even, I mean, for a medical degree as well, let's say a nursing or a pre-medicine degree, there are no other entrance tests that are conducted. Even for a law degree, no entrance tests. It's simple, your grade 12 scores and just one English language test.
That's excellent. What is a grade 12 score do you require? I think these are all from CBSE students. How much?
So see, minimum is about a 65% depending upon the program to a maximum 85 again. So it varies between program to program. Like a Bachelors of Commerce, 65 to 70% is the basic entry criteria. For a law degree, 85% is the minimum entry criteria there. So, okay. I mean, engineering, as I said, at that time is 70-75%. If you get between that, you can get an entry into the engineering degree as well.
That's nice. That's nice. And here, as Lisha said, the Bachelor of Law, that is a very good program. So it's an already approved by the Bar Council of India. You can practice in India.
Yes.
You can practice in India also.
Also, you get your registrations for New South Wales. You can practice in New South Wales in Australia as well. This program also includes a mandatory internship, which is, is organized by the university itself for you. So specifically at the undergrad level, I would say there's a huge effort that is put in terms of giving them the industry, coverage, in terms of giving them an understanding how the industries work. Because obviously, for such students, it is their first stepping stone in the industry. So a lot of work is done with them. So the moment you send your child and the time your child comes out after 3 years, you will be astonished at the kind of changes this child has gone through. With me in the chat box here, which was just asked to me, I believe. It was in terms of whether we have an agriculture-based program. So unfortunately, we do not have a specific agriculture program. We would have a program, something called as the Bachelors of Conservation Biology, that you can apply for, that talks about evolution and ecology and all of those subjects, but not specific to agriculture at the moment.
Okay. So guys, if you don't have any questions, then we'll wind up the session. If you have any questions, please click the below link and send the questions to me, and I'll forward it to Lisha. she will get back to us.
Great. Thank you, Vishwa, for organizing the event today. And thank you, parents and students who joined us today. Please be in touch with Vishwa if you have any further questions. We can come down again and speak to you on a one-on-one basis as well. And also do remember there are a good amount of scholarships for an international student such as you. It is just nearing 85% that you have to score in your grade 12. That will make you eligible for a 30% scholarship at the university.
Guys, that's a very good opportunity. Please try to get a good score in 12th examinations. I think it's going to be held in the month of April or something like that.
May, I believe April, May, somewhere around that.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. All the best, students. Thank you, Lisha. Thanks for your time and thanks for the
Thank you so
valuable
much for having us here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.